Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exceptional episode of the Pitchside podcast
with Navesy, King of the Weekend.
Yeah.
What?
So Pitchside
Yenare.
podcast. We're gonna bees. The panel is amazing as usual. Mauta, thank you very much for joining us again.
Thank you, Navesy, and it's always a pleasure.
Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Okay, sharp.
Right.
Yeah, amazing game. We just come out of King Caf against Mbabane Swallows. Another 4-0 win. What an exceptional showing by the boys.
Well, I said in the first leg, well, it was a home first leg, but I said that there's certain things that the team needs to take out of games like that, you know, with a little bit of no resistance, but I think the coaching staff will be happy with two important things that came out of that game. Well, the first one is that they obviously proceed to the next stage, and also the positive of the guys who haven't featured much played and did well, and kudos to Malibonga Koza. I was so impressed with the boy. He's a big boy, tall boy. He scored a beautiful, nice header. So I think those are the positives, and we also saw Saavedra also back
after a long time. 20
how
months.
long? 20 months.
20 months.
Yes. What was he
More
doing in
than a
20
year.
months?
Injury and
I know, but it's always good to see the so-called fringe players getting an opportunity and impressing with the 4-0 victory.
There we are. We saw wholesale changes. I mean, a different team, but still managed to come out with 4-0 win.
Yeah. As Mahuda is saying, everybody should have those minutes.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a feel of what it's going to feel like the whole season, because the matches will come thick and fast. The match will come and the coaches should know the personnel properly, especially when you approaching, the group stage. The different game model, it will require different personnel, of course, on the field. But it was so. I like the fact that they scored goals.
Yeah.
And we've been preaching about that in like 2 months ago, where we'll be like, we're missing a lot. But when you see goals, we forgot to tell you about the feeling of a striker. Striker wants to have that feeling of hitting the back of the net. And once you have that, and as a team, you become confident enough again to feel like we have done it before. Now this is the reminder of how good we are. Because, a drought of goals can demoralize players. They will feel like they are not doing a lot of good things, and that's not the case, because even the matches that we lost, I still believe that the chances that created, had we took one or two of those chances, one goal, it was going to change the complexion of the match altogether. So to see the players coming, the young Peter Shem scored finally. Wow.
Speaking on those goals, we also saw young Koza score. We saw Kodisang also score, and Peter, you must be elated with Peter, because that has been your number one complaint.
Yeah, well, I was a player as a midfielder. You can't score so many goals.
Yeah.
But try to threaten the last line, and as to enter those positions where you put yourself in a position where you can score. And I believe yesterday, with that position, it shows that he wanted to score. And sometimes in the game, it's just the factor you wanna go in there for the structure to operate. And sometimes you in the position where should anything happens, I'm there in the right position. And to see Pizzo taking that position, it's not a nice position for somebody who doesn't know how to shoot, because then you might take a touch and you find that it's not a position where you should take a touch. But to see him finishing first touch, getting finished Mahuta Galevata, I used to call it Galevata. Yeah, he loved to score such goals, Mahuta.
Amazing. Also, Johannes got a chance to also get a run out as well. So he also got to play yesterday for the first time for Sundowns.
Yeah, it's called integration.
Yeah.
So they integrating him into the team. I mean, we know where he comes from, and we know the quality he possesses.
Yeah.
I mean, And I think after the game, Coach Manova spoke about him playing in different positions. So yesterday, he played him as a 6, which is a position that the coach feels that he can play. He can also play centre back and right back. But like I said, it was good for the team to expand their pool. I mean, to see where they're going to deep into when the season gets longer and there's injuries and there's suspensions and all that. But I think the coach will be happy with the pool of players that he's got now in the team.
Gents, what's the importance of having such depth, of having a player who can play as a right back, right centre back, and as a 6? Like, how important is it going into a season, especially a season like the one we are in now? It's going to be one of the longest seasons we've ever faced.
I think it's a modern thing.
Yeah.
It's a modern football trend that players need to play in multiple positions, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, Kadina goes about teenage Lala played as
right wing.
number 11 until he left,
retired,
you know. But now I think the players are evolving, and there's certain things that they can do, and they can play in different positions. So it's modern football, and we have to keep up with the trends. And I think at Sundowns there's players that can play in multiple positions. I mean, Mshishi started as a winger. He played left wing, right wing, as a 10, and sometimes as a false 9. So, you know, I think it's modern trends.
And it gives you an edge when you know how to play different positions, because then you can help the team in different formation. And as a player, of course, you have to play more, because then whatever position, if you are fit enough, you should be able to play. Tapalo told you the other day, he said, as long as I'm on the field, I'm happy. And that gives you that edge, because sometimes with the suspensions that Mawuda is speaking about, you find out I'm a 6 and 8 is injured or is suspended. The only person that can look up like, okay, if Mawuda can drop and play as an 8, we can benefit from there. So you are flexible like that as a player, and I think that gives you an edge. And it goes back to how you want it as a player. Because certain things, they are personal. You have to teach yourself and allow them to happen to you. Because when I got to Sundowns, I always knew that there's certain things that I cannot do because there's players that can do that already. So as a player, then you must give them what they don't have. So it then requires me to do something outside my comfort zone, which is something that I don't think Maguda was going to do. Slide tackle or win the ball or be aggressive or shoot outside the box, you know. So those are the things I think in a modern game, like you said, we saw how Mascherano evolved the game from being a centre midfielder and being a centre back, and won so many Champions League. And Fernandinho did the same. So, there's so many lessons out of this, and I think to see a player that can play so many positions, that helps the coaches.
But we've also heard the other side of the coin to say that if you can play so many positions, sometimes you'll end up on the bench because you have the best weapon. So if we lose a striker, I know I can trust you to come on and throw you in from there. It's a catch-22, a double-edged sword.
Yeah, but even if you can play multiple positions, I mean, there must be a position where
you specialize.
You specialize in, like Keke says, you know, where you're strong. You know, we know when you put you in that position, that's your best position.
Let me put you on the spot then. Tapelo Morena.
Yeah.
What's his best position?
For me?
Yeah.
I think for me, Tapelo is a right back. If I was a coach, thank God I'm not a coach. Thank God I'm not a coach. If I was a coach, I would play him at right back.
Okay.
He's got those qualities. He's fast. He's good on the ball. So you'd always want your team to play on the other side and then have a KK in the midfield. Switch it to Tapelo with the speed. One touch is in the box, and we create chances from that. But I am not saying anything. I am not saying they must play Tapelo right back. No, I'm not saying that. But when I look at him, I see him as a right back, a wing back, you know, in a 3-5-2 as a wing back, because he's got the speed, he's
comfortable on the ball.
He also has the brains, and he also likes scoring goals.
So you'd also play him as right back? I knew that this would, and there's a reason where I'm going with this, because you have Tebogo Langaman, who was an amazing left back, but he wanted to be there.
But Adversi was a striker when he started the professional level.
Yeah, and he went to left wing.
He went to left wing.
Yes.
And then he moved to left back.
back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Tapel.
Yeah. So, if I was a coach, thank God I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
I was going to play Tapelo any position as an attacker.
Okay.
Because he gives you a lot of variation when you're attacking. He's comfortable on the ball, as Mahude say. He can come in between, as how Tamba used to play as a winger. He drifts inside. In a tight space, he knows how to play. Behind, he's got this run where he dodges behind. I can use that as a weapon for my team. Of course, 1v1 on the line, he can do that. He can use the technique and dribbles, and sometimes he doesn't have to dribble. He just put the ball there and gets in the box.
Yeah.
So he's the weapon when I want to get in the opposition half quicker and smarter way. I use the ball.
Okay. So for you, he's any position up front.
Attacking.
Yeah.
For the first time, me and Keke disagree.
It's
a
amazing.
nice thing, eh?
It's amazing. I mean, it's all visions.
No,
I
we
mean,
don't
I think
disagree. We just
even
agree to disagree.
the positions. I'm sure if I ask Keke what formation he would play,
Yeah.
as a coach, if you're a coach, thank goodness you're not, as you said verbatim. What would the formation you use be? Mauta said a 3-5-2.
No,
You know, he
I
never
didn't
said
say-
that.
What did you say? You said if I was playing a 3-5-2, I would
Then
use
you-
Tapelo.
As a wing back.
Yes.
Or if I play a 4-4-2, I use
Okay.
him as
What
a
is
right
your
back.
preferred formation?
A 4-3-3 with a 6 and 2 10s. I like 2 number 10s.
Ask
And
him,
an-
ask him why.
And a 9 that stays there.
Why do you like 2-10s?
Because I like midfielders who can play.
Imagine, he's a striker who loves midfielders.
I like midfielders who can play. I like people who can pass the
Some
ball.
matches he'll come and say, okay, thank you. I was like, but go congratulate the striker. I said, no, the midfielder.
I want midfielders who can play. I think if I was a coach, if I control the midfield, half the job is done.
It's done. Keke?
I agree with him.
4-3-3.
I agree with him. You need to have the midfielders who knows how to play, and they give you control. They give you comfort. They give you breathe all the time. Remember the Barcelona team, Xavi, Busquets, Iniesta? I don't think you'll ever see something like that ever in your life. You know why?
Complete domination.
Yeah, those ones, they knew how to suffocate you with the ball and without the ball. And so they will take you to areas where you don't want to go. And those areas, for sure, they were going to take me to my left-hand side.
The whole
That's
time.
where, and they knew how to play like that. And like Mahude say, you need to have somebody who can score for them. Because when they are doing that control, they need somebody to finish their sentences.
So, Mauta, when you like midfielders because of supply?
I don't know why.
For supply?
Yeah, for supply.
Because I've heard much about complaining to this day go into a pass.
Because they strike.
Thank you. Upasa ngule strike wasanya go pasa ma.
Kwena olanga yena.
A ke re pass tjeno ra kore. So o nya go re ba pass manye.
So wena o llelang gore di mana pass.
Ge ke mo screamela ke mo fa other option. Not go ram pass.
Yeah.
If I kora, if I blast the goalkeeper it's fine, but sonje re mchike gore why sa kora.
But remember, I'm the last line of attack.
Yeah.
So sonje pass ma.
Everything ends up with me.
Yeah.
And everything ends with me.
Yeah.
It's the be all. Oh, what? What is it?
That's
but
Steve.
you know, so it ends with me. So
Yeah.
and I like midfielders who can pass and create. I've always preached this thing, and I said to people that I talk to about football, I said each and every player needs to take pride in what they do. If you are a striker, take pride in scoring goals. If you are a number 10, like let's say Ozil or a Tico Modise, same players, they take pride in creating. They take pride in passing that last pass, putting the striker through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and then if you miss it, you miss it. But take pride in that. Defenders that took pride in defending. Midfielders that took pride in passing, accurate passing, not losing the ball, passing forward. I like people who understand those principles.
What's about getting into Mahuta? It's know how to play your role as a player.
Yes.
Once you manage and you master your role, those elements did in your game, because then you know, as a midfielder, in one match I lost one ball.
Yeah.
And that give you that pride. You know, they say, no, now I get like, because I can only few games in the PSL and I can only 90 minutes I can lose a ball.
Yeah.
That for me, it gives you pride.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You know, so leader strikers, they should know how to score.
Yeah.
Scampo striker when out to boxing, to step over, had to go step over.
Yeah.
Or
As a benefit,
defender.
You know what I mean?
What is that?
No. And a defender, Shibobo at the back. How about what are the
Thank
benefits?
God I'm not a coach.
Gentlemen, we move to the next game. We're facing Marumo Gallants.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege of watching their last two games. And they're a possession-based team. If you look at the stats, they speak to how well they play and they hold on to the ball. But the results haven't been coming. So they're 2 games in and 2 losses.
Well,
Can
they look
I
good.
say something? Can I not comment on this team?
Why?
It's Coach Dan.
Okay.
He coached me.
So
Coach Kevin,
Coach Kevin coached you, but you commented.
Yeah, Coach Kevin is different, but Coach Dan coached me, and I have a soft spot for him.
No.
And I know why they are playing the way they are playing and the results they are getting.
Tell us.
No comment.
How?
You were saying? No comment.
I like the no comment for me. Yeah, no. Mahuta,
we spoke about it, Keke. Please be nice.
Football is it's a business of winning.
Yes.
And professionals knows that very well.
Yes.
That no matter how well you play, at the end of the day you must get those results. They are wounded because they didn't get the results they wanted. And against Chiefs, I believe they played
very well.
So well. And I thought that was going to be their first 3 points. So their midfielders, I saw the passing lanes. The midfielder of Manaka, Mlambo, Sitole. For me, I still say they look very, very good on the ball. They need to be given that respect on the day. However, there's lots of pockets that you need to use and utilize properly once you get the ball. We once played against a cheaper team that was coached by Coach Dance in Lucas. Naves, we won 4-0 first half, ne? But I hated that match. I still hate that match even today. Because those players made us to mark. You know what I mean? So, but the positive out of that match is we won. We managed to score. But it wasn't a nice feeling. I don't know if because we believed we are a big team. We must always be on the ball. So when you play against a team, Coach Dance, you must be ready to sweat and to grind and to look for that ball. But once you get it, make sure, have a chance, you take it.
I mean, I saw in the game they played against Golden Arrows, how the 2 goals came in. The one was a long ball over, and the defender, centre back, failed to deal with it. And the second one was from a set piece. We're now like talking about a league where if you're 2 games in and you haven't put any points on the board, going up to game 5, you start to worry, because knowing and seeing the history in the PSL is that if between game 5 and 8 you haven't put any points on the board, that coach is gone.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one.
And it's not a coaching issue in this instance. It's players making. I mean, the one ball, the centre back, literally we Mesite, knocks Mena Yinka, netted. The other one was a cross from the side.
The
header. It came in. I can't teach you how to. I mean,
but you can prepare me. You can prepare me as a coach.
You can prepare a setup.
Yes.
The coach comes up with a formation.
Yes.
That works in the system.
Okay.
So if that is not well prepared,
Yes.
you can't expect me to be, if the ball is this side, for me to be here if you
never told me about that.
You haven't told me or taught me that.
Okay.
You understand? That it's a
Let's be specific.
Yeah.
Let's talk about yesterday's the game against Arrows, the first goal.
Yes.
The defender missed the ball.
Yeah.
That is personal.
But
And that's exactly what I'm saying.
yes. That is
It's an
I don't want to
individual fault.
yeah. I don't want to be a bit nasty and arrogant.
100%
and say,
agreed.
You know, the keeper catches the ball because it was from a throw-in or something.
Yes.
The keeper caught the ball,
Yes.
and he was looking to counter.
Yes.
And he was on the left-hand side of the pitch.
Yes.
There was one player up front
Yes.
against two
Two.
defenders.
Yes.
If that player runs towards the left, as a centre-back, align yourself to the left.
Yes.
Don't be in the middle. But he let that player to be in the middle, and he's here. And the ball went past him. If he had prepared himself better to probably shift on the other side, he would have controlled and cleared. But like I said, that's I don't know if it's a coaching point or what.
It's
But
an experience. Also, well, it could be an experience issue.
yeah, they'll learn from that.
Yeah.
And like I said, the reason I didn't want to comment is that I understand Coach Dan.
Okay.
I know how he wants to play.
Yes.
I know the kind of players he likes.
Yes.
And sometimes it's about the scoreboard, hey.
Yeah.
Sometimes
You've got to put points on the scoreboard.
Because now there's no comment when they
talk
on
about
the
position.
league table there. They played 2 games, they've lost 2, they conceded 4 goals.
That's all.
That's what the stats say. That's what the league says. Whether they had 1 million touches and whatnot,
Doesn't matter.
it's neither here nor there. But now they're going to come up against a Sundowns team that is from a 4-0 win, and probably some of the players will be back, and because of what happened in the Champions League game, because the players that played, the so-called French players, raised their hands.
Yeah.
Now the ones that come back, the so-called first teamers and whatnot, they have to take it a step up also. And you just feel a little bit of a pity for Marumo. You just feel like it's going to be too much for them, because at these Sundowns now, there's probably about 24, 25 players that deserve to start. I feel a little bit concerned for Coach Dan.
Your emotions are taking over.
Like I said before, I wouldn't want it. I didn't want to comment on this, but
Here we are.
I feel for him, man.
Also, I've seen amazing touches from Uxolo Mlambo, 10-10. He's been so smooth for them on the ball. But, you know...
Man.
And you spoke about the style of play.
Yeah.
And from history and what I've looked at, Coach Dan likes those type of players.
He does. And unfortunately, it's... those what did you call that thing the other day? We spoke about it, the bra thing,
Bikini.
that bikini thing that players wear.
Oh, women.
The
The
stats
stats.
thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Monitor.
Yeah.
Marumo has a lot of stats bra things.
Yeah.
They have a lot of players that are stats and bra related. Too many touches here and there, but you know, what do you call that thing?
It's a
Don't
women.
laugh,
It's a women.
man.
It's a monitor.
It's that thing that monitors your passes.
Whatever they call it.
You know, that's why I didn't come back, Naves.
Come back, Naves. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
You know,
what. That monitor
that
can deceive you, yeah.
That thing can be.
And a lot of our football is going there now. Shame. We're going to that direction where that thing is deceiving us, because in that thing, it's like a scoreboard. Wallah.
I didn't mean any harm, but it's the truth.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, as you said, for your favorite coach, a tough game. But you know how it is when teams start to play against us, they also step up.
Yeah, it's well, it's a norm. It happens like that. But then you're coming up against a strong Sundowns team that feels good now, and they have this momentum now, you know. And
Yeah.
And it's gonna be tough for Marumo to come out of this game with anything.
Because it's what, 3 games, 10 goals. It's looking amazing.
For Bona, it will be difficult, as Mawude say.
Yeah.
Simply because when you playing that well, if you don't close your back door, then we don't speak much about your position because he didn't give you anything out of the match. But the reality says, when you look at their 2 matches, they made changes. So it means they are not comfortable in their lineup yet. And as a team, and I played for Black Leopards, and I'll use that as an example because when you're there and the first reaction is we lost, the second match we lost, you're gonna have to react to that, to respond. And the response is, no, that lineup it didn't work.
Yes.
We must find
change.
Yeah.
If we find a winning combination.
Yeah. Guess what? You might find yourself in match 15 and you haven't found
the winning combination.
Yeah. So I do understand where they are in terms of the emotions, because these are the team that got relegated not long ago. And at the back of their mind, that thing is still working because it's reality. So players knows that, so they need to put in their shift that it has to be something out of the back pocket.
Yeah.
So for me, I still believe that even if they play against Sundowns with the same game model that they use against Arrows, Chiefs, for as long as they concede
at the back,
then they'll lose the match.
Definitely.
Because think about it, when you play Sundowns, and you concede a goal, what makes you think you can equalize?
Sure.
Because chances are they might go and score
another one. For another one.
Yeah, you know, so because they are comfortable now, like the game of Supersport.
Yes.
It started off as if it's a tense match. Of course, it's a first match of the season, but once they got that momentum and the first goal, you saw a different Sundowns.
100%.
So Mahuda is talking about the momentum now. The team is getting slowly into that momentum last season. So that means they've got an edge, and an edge gives you pressure. The pressure says, we've done it before, and you showed us what you can do. It means I need to maintain this. By maintaining it means every team that comes at home, you must win it. So in a match of this nature, Sundowns, they know that there are matches that are coming, and after this match, don't ever think players don't know the next fixture, and the next fixture is even more important and difficult because Naves, as a supporter, wants to go to another stadium and celebrate.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is the 3 points that is coming is very, very important to the boys. And they know that because it will set them, take that load on your shoulders.
Off your shoulders.
Yeah, because you won you won against a difficult opposition.
Let's talk about the starting lineup then. Thank God you're not a coach, but if you were in the Sundowns' coach's shoes, what do you do? Because everybody's now putting their hand up to say, Coach, play me.
We made Mawuda really under pressure, my guy. First position.
Yeah.
Under pressure, it's not easy to be a coach.
Okay. Yeah, I know that guy. For me, I would say the starting lineup. I'll just say one thing: the internationals come back into the starting lineup. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
The internationals come back.
Yeah. I agree with him.
Yeah.
in a sense that in a big team, there should be that one lineup that you rely and depend on. And I'll tell you what, because big team is in the business of winning every match. So let every match find you with the best lineup, because every match is that important. Close quote.
With that said, the modern day talk on football involves a lot of data, a lot of analytics. So
that thing can deceive you. Let me just say it. Yeah, that thing can deceive you. But anyway,
where they're speaking about periodization, where some players need to be rested in order to be good for the entire season. So with you saying that you need to have that, let's say the look of your first team that, will start, and Guti, this is who the first 11 soldiers I'll rely on. Not saying that the ones on the bench are not good enough. It's just this is the working combination that's getting us goals.
Thank you.
What do we do in that instance? Because now we have to involve the science of it and so forth.
I think it's a little bit too early in the season for
science.
For science and for management of players. I mean, the players have been off for 3 weeks, and they had a good pre-season. They went away, so now they're fully focused on the new season. And by nature, each and every player in the team wants to play, and they want to play all the games. So I think now it's too early for that. But like I said, the best Mamelodi Sundowns team that includes internationals
must be on the field.
Should be on the pitch and playing against Marumo Gallants.
Makes sense. Score predictions.
I got it right the last time.
You did, definitely.
You did?
Yeah, you said 2.
Man, I said 2-0.
And I said 2-0
you
too.
You also said that.
Yes.
This time around.
2-0. Let me not say anything. Let me not mess it up. And you see, it was cold, so Nadilo Taka, when it's cold, they don't wear. So let me reserve my prediction for this game and say and be safe and say it's a Mamelodi Sundowns win.
Yes.
And I would back Lucas Ribeiro to score.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my prediction. Score no. Left foot. Ana short everything. Muchipile goalkeeper kan Tom.
Ka super sport.
Goalkeeper ya fast ya bua. Those are the goals I like.
Yeah.
There's thoughts in those goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very cake.
Okay. Now shady short. Fainty said support ka mrawa di pala. Aka o kreusa lebeletse kwa. Hospital. But yeah, I think it's a win for Mamelodi Sundowns and for Lucas to score.
Okay.
I see a 3-0.
Okay. Who to score?
I don't know, but I want Ribeiro to score as well. And Shasha to score.
Amazing. I got some comments here that have come in from our YouTube page. Lucky Mkunu 7252 says, before we praise anybody else, I think we must be blessed that we have legends like you who always protect our team from these brutal comments. We love you guys. As for Keke, please bro, ngipe into yokphila. Yazi into yokphila?
What's that?
After the show.
Is that Zulu?
Yeah.
Ngipe into
yokphila. Yeah.
That's deep.
Bushback.
No.
Special forces.
No.
But ithatha lento kuyaphileka ngayo.
Really?
Ayinabungozi.
Hey, uzositshela wena.
Kisizulu. Yeah, plus mazisa udula Devon ke into yokuphila.
But you can't always be spot on with your predictions. 4-0 and 2-0. So bacho ro khona le
into
yokuphila. Una le into itse ba re sa itse ba. Puleng Senego 1241 says we are the best in Africa. And then Samuel Mahlasi 6297. Powerful statement there, Skipper. We'll support our yellow team, Mamelodi Sundowns. They deserve our great support. And thanks a million and more for my Sundowner Pitchside podcast for analysis from our own legends. Shout out. Ba tletse ka wena skipper, ba tletse ka wena. Go
ya lena ke tletse ka bona
Who commented Manda?
The last one.
No, the comments.
ke batho
Samuel Mahlasi. Wa mo tseba?
Karwa commentela.
link commentele more
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Pitchside podcast. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and invite your friends. Let them know this is where you get the best information about the team and game analysis. Like, subscribe, and follow us. We are Sundowns.